Just cold.
So I think I'm going to start sort of where Laura was already talking about with the figures of the nearly 300,000 Italians who immigrated to the United States from 1945 to 1965, and talk about how this is a relatively high number for this era when we consider the fact that until 65, Italians were only granted approximately 5,000 immigration quotas each year under the terms of the national origin system, which was, of course, in effect until 1965. So I want to talk about what factors increased post-war Italian immigration to the United States. We, of course, have regular quota immigrants and the regular non-quota immigrants of these of American citizens, such as spouses or minor children. So we're talking about close relatives. But in this period, we have these groups being joined by Italian immigrants who would likely have been unable to immigrate to the United States if not for special efforts undertaken on their behalf by American lawmakers and ethnic lobbyists. In the 1950s, between 75,000 and 100,000 Italians were able to immigrate to the United States because of the passage of special legislation for Europe's war refugees and displaced persons, which a sizable amount included Italians, and because of special legislation that was specifically passed to increase Italian immigration. I'm going to talk about the former more than the latter, but if we have time, maybe we can talk about this second portion a bit too. So what I want to do is talk about these pieces of legislation, specifically the Refugee Relief Act mostly, discuss why these pieces of legislation were passed, look at the role of Italian Americans in pressing for such legislation, and look at the efforts of Italian Americans to optimize the benefits for Italians who immigrated under those laws.